One come this way. No, you extend. Extend. Come this way. A pastor who is based in Jinja, the leader of Universal Apostles Fellowship Church of Righteousness, Pastor David Frederick Isanga, was approached by a group of people who claimed they were working with State House Anti-Corruption Unit, and they indicated to the pastor that the unit was investigating the pastor for being involved in a fake dollar scam. And they traveled to Jinja, to the premises of this church, and met the officials of the church, and revealed to them that they were under investigation, and at a later point they would get back to them. They wanted to interface with the pastor, who at that point did not interface with them. Later on, the pastor sent a team from his church, led by one of the elders in his church, a gentleman called Chakula, Dr. Michael Chakula, who is a lecturer, and his lawyer, Isabel Derrick, and they met these people at Normal Gallery. And again, these people revealed that the pastor was under investigation for fake dollar scam, and if they would pay about 20 million shillings, the allegations against the pastor would fizzle in thin air. And the people who met the team at Normal Gallery were someone who presented himself as Chintu Agre, but also calls himself Wirage Kenneth. And later on, these people presented summons to the church leadership, a copy of which I have here. If you can look at these summons, they will have the logo of State House with the mark we use, State House Anti-Corruption Unit, below it. And in this summons they issued, they put their contacts, they cited our email, and indicate office was located on Kingdom Kampala building on the 4th floor. And they indicate there that our PO box is 11 in Kampala. And they re-summons, State House Anti-Corruption Unit is empowered by the Office of the President, and therefore takes charge to invite Sanga Frederick David, in brackets Nabi Daudi, to appear in person at the above location on Monday, 13th October 2025. You are hereby given notice to present yourself on cases connected with black dollar scam and share dealings with a group of scammers. Failure to attend or to comply with the terms of this notice hinders investigations and can render you, my English is not correct, can render you an arrest. NB, you are found to be the main sponsor of the above dealings. Your timely response will be appreciated. And the document is signed off by someone who presents himself as Major John Tukey, the in charge of operations. And it bears a stamp again, which purports to be the stamp of State House Anti-Corruption Unit, and is issued on the 6th day of September 2025. A clear looking at this document will reveal to you, first of all, State House Anti-Corruption Unit does not issue summons. All the summons that are issued in respect to investigations we are doing are issued through a formal file that is opened by police and will be issued by a mandated police officer. So you will never find a summon issued by State House Anti-Corruption Unit. 2, our offices are not located at Kingdom, Kampala, like is indicated on this building, Kingdom Kampala House, like is indicated in this letter. And this PO box which is cited here is not our PO box. We don't have any Major John 2K, but most of all, we have experienced these frauds beforehand, and State House Anti-Corruption Unit seized the use of stamps because at a certain time a number had been created and were circulating in the public. We will share this false document with you later. So, the technology, we can verify many things. If he's indeed involved in this scam, we will establish it. But for those who we are sure, we are going to proceed with investigations. We are going to charge these people with forgery and uttering false documents contrary to provisions of the penal code, and we will also charge them for impersonating as staff of State House and Corruption Unit while they are not. And we hope at the earliest opportunity to present these people in court. Thank you.
I just had a question about the office that he rented out. What was, I'm looking at...
In the month of around March this year, we received a phone call summoning the prophet to State House, and was being summoned the person known as Major Michael. So he instructed us to meet Major Michael with the director, that is Dr. Michael Chakula. So we are directed to go to Normal Gallery, State House. We went there, we met a gentleman called Chintu Agre. By his introduction, he said he's an State House official.
Is Chintu Agre here?
Yes, he's the one in the middle, and says he was working under Major Michael. So he said they were investigating the prophet, that is a man of God, who is my client, investigating him over fake dollar or black dollar dealing, and that he had a group of scammers that he was dealing with who were extorting money. So he was advising us that we should get in touch with Salim Saleh to help us, and we should also be able to get in touch with other people to help us so that the prophet can go free. Saying if there is a need to disperse money so that the prophet can go free. When he informed the prophet, he said he's not aware of all that, so we ignored.
How much money?
Surprisingly, in May, I received a phone call referring a client to me, and I was being summoned at Kingdom Kampala. Reaching there to find the client, I found the gentleman here called Mr. Humphrey. He told me, yes, the client is not in office. We have come late, but let's meet the next day at 10. I came the next day at 10. He told me, no, don't come to Kingdom Kampala. Come to the building behind Kingdom Kampala. There's a garage called Warisimbi Garage. I went there. He took me up to a certain building on Kampala Road, thinking I was going to meet a client. When he reached the reception, he said, no, you are under arrest and under investigation. Which issues? Issues pertaining to the prophet. I said, okay, which prophet? They told me Prophet David Isanga. I was made to sit at the reception to wait. I waited like for 10 minutes. They called me in to see the boss. The boss was Major David. Luckily, I'd met him on some other issues. So we entered the office. I told David, why didn't you just call me? Because you know me, I'm always in this city. He told me the issues here. It is Humphrey who knows them better. The file is here. We're investigating about the prophet. Prophet Isanga, he has fraudulent dealings and deals in black dollar scams, among others. I told him, no, that is not true. He said, what we are telling is the truth. We want to have him, or we want to arrest him, and we have this other group arrested. I told the State House has all the apparatus to arrest any person at any time, so it's better to arrest them. He said, okay, we want to save him, and we want to let him go free, so that the group or the bunch of these other people who are allegedly calling him should be arrested. If we can't arrest him, get us money, around 20 million first step the process. He said, I'll revert you. I went and met my client who said, okay, I'm not aware of that. So we left that aside. This month in October, I think on around 6, I received a call from Ginger at the headquarters that they have been served with the summons, summoning Prophet David to appear at State House at Kingdom, Kampala. I told them, let those people come and serve my office since operating in Kampala. They said, no, we don't want the lawyer to appear. We want the Prophet himself to appear. He said, it's okay, receive, because the Prophet had gone for certain crusades, he was not within. So when he come back, they called me and said, okay, it's good to obey and follow the instructions. Please ensure that you go to State House. They were called on Monday, but he was unable. So we communicated that they will come on Thursday. But I told him to kindly inform the relevant authorities before he comes. So he informed the Reese of Ginger. The Reese of Ginger alerted the security operatives this side. They came in on Thursday. They reached on 4th floor, they called. Later they were referred to 3rd floor. Upon reaching there, they were welcomed by the gentleman who had earlier on called me that he has a client. That is Mr. Humphrey. And he was also welcomed in by the gentleman now known as Isiko, who we thought that it was Major Tukel, based on the summons. Upon interrogation of the Prophet, we realized these people are scammers. So they alerted the RISO, who came in with the real anti-corruption officers of State House. When they entered, they were tasked to present their identities, and they presented, and they are not officials of State House. So they were brought in here, they were arrested. To our surprise, they call themselves as State House officials. State House, they are not known to State House. They altered document bearing the logo of State House, reaching State House and corruption. It is not their document. So at the end of the day, we realize that these are just scammers who want to scam the public. And my client still insists and thanks the government of Uganda. Because if it wasn't for the government and for the King High, it would have been, maybe they would have extorted money that they're investigating him. They would have paid lots of money, 130 million to them. But since he trusted the government, he informed the government, and the government came in, and now we are seeing justice at the play. So I want to thank the House for having a King High and protecting the Ugandans.